Hello viewers, wishing you a happy new year. Welcome to the very first episode of Hollaholla in the year 2024. Here we dissect topics that made the buzz in the political space with a little dash of sarcasm and comical analysis. I am Okoyemi Olugbebi. Stay glued on this space. I'll be right back. Welcome back. The unexpected happened recently where an unsuspecting innocent lady did the unimaginable with Nigeria's money. Nigeria sure has an undefeated track record with missing stolen monies. If it is not snakes swallowing money today, it's rats and monkeys shredding it or doing whatsoever with it. Betta Edu, the young, pretty humanitarian minister, has been exposed alongside some other women empowering women in fraud. Three musketeers in crime, pretty damsels in Ogbonge theft. Women as capable of corruption as men. Oh, my fellow women in the mud. We kicked off the year 2024 with a scandal linked to the humanitarian ministry. Betta Edu, the minister who took over from Umar Farouk, she had actually vowed that under her leadership, the ministry will position itself in light of the prevailing humanitarian situation in the country through its vision and core values to promote human dignity and the integration of basic human benevolence and compassion in the treatment of all Nigerians. However, the reverse seems to be the case, as Betta Edu, who was suspended by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Monday, has been in the news for a 585 million naira scandal.
Thankful to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president who has provided this opportunity for 15 million households to benefit from the conditional cash transfers world over. Conditional cash transfers are effective forms of intervening in terms of pulling people out of poverty and providing that immediate cushioning for whatever economic shock that they might be going through. As we speak right now, the first phase of the payments have already begun. The persons who were presented with the plaques today can actually attest and show the evidence that they have received their monies. They were gotten from the National Social Register. Verification has been ongoing in the last 3 weeks, and Nigerians that are on that register have been verified with their biometrics, their BVN, their NIN, as well as other forms of in-person verification at the point of their household to verify that they are within the bracket and they meet all the criteria within the checklist that is required to help them get this funding. Remember that there would be an expansion of this register, which would carry the vulnerable pensioners, the vulnerable veterans, and the wives of fallen heroes, as well as other areas of concern where they were not fully captured. But however, we're starting, and what we're starting with are those who have been verified across all the states in Nigeria. Verification process is still ongoing. And so for the first set that have been verified, they would receive their monies immediately. Subsequently, others who are verified will receive their money. But what we can assure Nigerians is the fact that this is a very transparent system that is traceable from the CBN account directly to the account of the beneficiaries. For Nigerians who do not have accounts and do not have the NIN, we are actually working to open accounts and money wallets for all of these persons so that they can have their money sent directly to them. We would equally be pasting out the list of beneficiaries at the different communities so that people who are beneficiaries can actually go there and see, check for their names and know that they qualify to be beneficiaries. It's a transparent process. It's one that we believe will be beneficial to Nigerians at all levels. We want Nigerians to continue to keep faith with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as he's poised to actually eradicate poverty from Nigeria. He has a 7-year plan, which of course is in line with the SDG 2030 limit, and he would achieve it by the grace of God.
Honorable. Hi. Betta Edu, Oko Nigeria Lomiobe Tutuje with a sweet accent. I hope you understand that. You know, sparking in the English. Unbeknownst to the masses that she's a crook. Betta Edu wasn't educated enough to know that it's insensitive and wicked to steal from the poor. Imagine God gave her a position and she misused the opportunity. God is not to be mocked. Let's give her a benefit of the doubt though. She could have been framed. Anything could have happened that her old 585 million naira was mistakenly transferred into her personal account. May the Lord fight for Betta Edu even as he fights for Nigerians. Now, a political analyst, Chibuzo, who appeared on an interview with Arise News, had revealed that Betta Edu is living up to the renewed hope agenda by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's watch.
Their salaries till now.
The ministry is not responsible of paying salaries.
No, what I'm asking is that they have not been paid of either interest or whatever.
The ministry is not responsible for payment of salaries
what of
of the
interest?
staff. We don't pay salaries of staff.
What of interest, Honorable Minister?
What? What of what?
I mean,
excuse me, please. I didn't hear stipends. What did you
I
say?
said for the ministry.
Yes.
The interest for ministry, they don't get.
We have not received any interest.
So no money has been spent.
No money has come to the ministry. But for this purpose, for this program, the money is there already.
No, you don't understand what I'm.
It has been approved.
Honorable Minister,
yes.
Honorable Minister, what I'm asking is very simple. So you have not been spending money since you resumed in that office.
We have not received money since.
You have not been spending money.
Well, I have approved what came.
What do you expect from Betta Edu when her predecessor, Sadiya Umar Farouk, ended 2023 with the news of 37.1 billion naira laundered in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation? Poverty alleviation, my foot. They're enriching their own pockets instead of enriching the masses' pockets. This isn't the first controversy to rock the ministry. In 2020, the Humanitarian Ministry had diverted funds meant for school feeding, COVID relief, diverting it into their personal accounts. Sadiya Umar Farouk did a lot of money laundering under Buhari's nose, and she escaped. Well, this time there was a cut. Now let's move on to Halima Shehu. Wait, it's like the women are actually competing with the men on who is the most corrupt, who will embezzle money pass, who will chop this money. Now, this woman, Halima Shehu, was suspended after 17 billion naira was moved from an NSIPA account to a few suspicious accounts in less than a week in power without the president's authorization. She was arrested by the EFCC for interrogation after President Tinubu suspended her, also just like Betta Edu. Now, moments later, she had confessed that 44 billion naira was mistakenly transferred into her personal account. 44 billion naira by mistake, not 4 naira, not 40,000 naira, not 400,000 naira, 40 billion naira, 44, over 40 billion naira transferred into a personal account. Just weeks on Sito, and she's already moving billions. This is what they call doings. Corruption does not actually know religion or ethnicity, even gender. Now, what's this about Tinubu suddenly cutting costs like onions because some people gonna cry in Aso Rock? President Tinubu has cut down costs of governance. President Tinubu actually slashed the number of people accompanying him on local and foreign trips by 60% to reduce the cost of governance. The directive announced by Special Advisor on Media, Ajuri Ngolale, it also affects the Vice President Kashim Shettima and the First Lady. They said henceforth only 20 people will be able to accompany the president on foreign trips and 5 each for the VP and the First Lady. On local trips, the president will have a 25-man entourage, 15 for the vice president and 10 for the First Lady. With all this being said, others have their notion on the matter. Let's watch.
His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has, by his most recent directive, approved a massive cost-cutting exercise that will cut across the entire federal government of Nigeria and the offices of the President himself, the Vice President, and the office of the First Lady. It will be conducted in the following fashion. 1, the official trips that will be undertaken within the country. That is, when Mr. President or the Vice President travels to any state within the country. The massive bills that accrued due to allowances and Esther code for security detail coming from Abuja, going and traveling into those states, will be massively cut due to the directive of the President that the security outfits within states, whether it be police, DSS, or branches of the military, will frontline his protective detail when he travels to those states, a major cost-cutting initiative. That will affect the office of the Vice President as well as the office of the First Lady. Additionally, when any international travel is being approved, the following limits have been placed on all ministers of the Federation. 4 members of their staff, appointees and the like, will be allowed to travel with a minister on an official trip. For heads of agency, that will be limited to 2 members of staff allowed to travel on an official trip. Furthermore, the numbers that the President has now approved for official travel with him that will apply to his principal staff are as follows. On international trips, the President has directed that no more than 20 individuals be allowed to travel with him. That number will be cut down to 5 in the case of the First Lady. 20 for the President, 5 for the First Lady. Additionally, the number in the entourage on official international trips for the Vice President will be cut to 5. The number that will be limited, the number that will be placed as a limit on the wife of the Vice President is also 5. In terms of local trips, the President has approved a new limit of 25 members of staff to accompany him on domestic trips within the country. The office of the First Lady is now limited to 10 staff members to accompany her on official trips within the country. The Vice President will be limited to 15 members of staff on official trips within the country, while his wife will be limited to 10 members of staff on official trips within the country, the same as the First Lady. It is pertinent to note that there is a difference between the number of members of staff allowed to travel with the presiding officials to international trips and those that are allowed to domestic. You will find that the numbers on international trips are less than those allowed on domestic trips. This is because international trips are far more expensive across the board, and the President is determined to bring total sanity and prudence to the management of the Commonwealth of our people. As a result of this, the President has directed that every federal MDA, also including the office of the President itself and the office of the Vice President, as well as the offices of the First and Second Ladies, are affected and bound by this directive of the President. From henceforth, the President is insistent that the notion of government wastage, the notion of recurrent expenditure being in excess, the notion that government officials will be allowed to conduct their affairs in a way that is different from what we are asking of Nigerian citizens with respect to prudence and cost management, those days are over. The President is insistent that the prudence of government officials must reflect the prudence and efficiency of the Nigerian citizens. And this is the directive of the President. Thank you very much.
Speaking of Tinubu, I heard he shared Christmas rice for everybody. Now, for those of us in Nigeria, share Christmas rice reach your side because it was dry here at Christmas and New Year. You didn't hear that thousands upon thousands of bags of rice, monies for rice, was given to lawmakers to share in each constituency. They actually told them to share all this for each community for Christmas. But them greedy lot actually ordered this just like they did COVID palliative. You think I'm lying? Check out the video and let's hear from the horse's mouth.
Nigerians, wake up. You guys are sleeping on duty. And soon, a lawmaker revealed that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave them rice to distribute in their various constituencies for Christmas. Did you get your rice?
I want to appreciate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for deeming it fit to give all the members of the House of Representatives palliative grains. So here you have 2 trailers of rice. Here is another one. There's 2 trailers of rice here. This is 400 bags. Can you see the rest? All in all, we have 4 trailer load of rice. That's 600. That is 6 times 4. 2,400 bags of rice.
Thank you, my father. The special assistant to the president on social media confirmed it on Kushegun Dada. He said that each rep member got rice worth 100 million naira to distribute, and that each senator got rice worth 200 million naira to distribute in their constituencies. Now, knowing Nigeria, they will give them the option of either getting the rice or taking the money to go and buy the rice. Again, I'm asking you, did you get your rice? Because with that 200 million naira, each senator is supposed to be able to give out at least 6 trucks of rice, and each truck can take, sometimes they will take up to 1,000 of the 25 kg rice. So each senator should be able to give out about 7,200 bags of the 25 kg rice. Each state has 3 senators. That is already more than 20,000 bags of rice right there. In addition to senators, each state has at least 5 House of Rep members that should be able to give you about 3,000 plus bags of rice. Another member of parliament, Uncle Oluwale Oke, confirmed it too. He said they gave them rice worth 100 million naira that he's distributing to his people, Ijesha people. But imagine my shock that despite the confirmation by the presidency, some lawmakers are saying that it's a lie. They are saying that they did not get anything from the president. Baba, he shocked me. He shocked me. How can elderly people be lying? Even if you want to thief, Christmas gift is an abomination. Even ham robbers do giveaways during Christmas. What happened to your conscience? How do you sleep at night? You better visit your lawmakers, my people, or tag them online. But that's how they can how many bags of rice did he? 2,500. But that's how even you did not even give us half of what the president gave you or paid you to buy for us. Now. By the way, thank you to Mr. President. We did not know that you sent us a gift. If not for this man that made video, we did not know. I'm also known, but Mr. President, next time that you are sending us something through these lawmakers, you need to let us know that you are sending us something, because as you can see, they don't want us to know. I'm not abusing you. I'm just saying, this year, we no go agree for anybody.
Now, how do these people sleep at night? Even their generations can't finish these Christmas palliatives. The money is shared. This is a literal representative of wickedness in highest places. The ones that were even able to get the rice in the east, the Anambra people, they talk, say the rice now substandard. 57.8 billion naira in the mud. Like Judah betrayed Jesus, David Boala is pulling a fast one on Atiku in broad daylight. Talk about dining with the opponent. Daniel Boala is staunch critic of President Tinubu. Well, so he was supposed to be. His administration and the All Progressives Congress, APC, has been seen frolicking with the president in recent days, which has actually infuriated the public. For his past statements against the APC, Boala, who was a spokesperson for the PDP Presidential Campaign Council during the 2023 elections, has now drawn backlash. He was an APC member until he defected to the PDP in 2022. Now, he will later cite the ruling party's Muslim presidential ticket as the reason for his exit. Now, there are speculations that he might return to APC. Last year, David Boala had criticized the APC-led administration, saying even if you give Tinubu 30 years, nothing is going to work in the country. He also said that joining APC makes the human brain stop working. He actually said that Tinubu is president-select and not president-elect. Now, for someone who has made such derogatory remarks against Tinubu many times, one would wonder the sudden switch in character. No grief for anybody slogan don't cause casala for police campo. The Nigerian police force early this week warned that the catchphrase no grief for anybody, which loosely means do not tolerate any nonsense from anybody or do not allow yourselves to be bullied by anyone, adopted by the youth, of course, to usher everyone into the new year, could plunge Nigeria into a crisis of monumental proportions. The defense headquarters, on the other hand, adopted a catchphrase saying that no grief for anybody can be used anyway. The DHQ spokesperson had urged Nigerians to see security as a collective responsibility by not tolerating terrorists and perpetrators of insecurity.
Having said that, I will say this. This year, 2024, I urge citizens of this country to see security as a collective responsibility of all. Therefore, no grief for terrorists, no grief for perpetrators of insecurity.
And let me say again, on this note, that the new slogan for 2023-24 for our young ones is no degree for anybody. We have been informed from our intelligence that this slogan is coming from a revolutionary sector that may likely cause problem across the country.
It's now a matter of who should we follow? Should we use the slogan no grief for anybody or should we not? This country, Nakuru, someone actually said that God created Nigeria just to entertain heaven. And that's it from Hollaholla today. See you on the next episode. I am Okoyemi Olubemi. Do stay safe. There are kidnappers out there. Stay safe.